you lot mentioned about feeling some type of way about race. So I'm just wondering, if you when you fly back to like Africa or Asia or whatever, what's the difference? Like, would you feel a drastic difference, or is there?
Yeah. I will answer that. Yeah, definitely. Because Ian me, so in Ghana we have a song called. There's two ways of saying it: Bruni or Bufunio. That means white boy. So when I go there, they call me Bufunio, white Bruni, and I'm like, I'm one of you guys, but like, no, you're a white boy to us, because of my accent. So the minute I would speak to them, they could tell by my skin it's too soft. Like just by looking at me, I could wear clothes from Primark, and they know I'm not from here. And the minute I open my voice, they're like, yep, he's a Bruni, he's a Bufunio, he's a white boy. Even my own grandma calls me that. And that hurts me sometimes. And I'm like, Grandma, I'm one of you. I have your roots, I have your DNA.
Yeah, sorry. The only reason why I asked that is because I was born over there, innit? So I came over here when I was younger and that. And like being over here and that, I've never really got used to like, I don't know, I feel like I stand out a lot like in this country and that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I was back there and I didn't really stand out as much. So that's why I asked that question and that.
When you say stand out, what do you mean? What do you mean? Break it down. When you say stand out, what do you mean?
For
Break
example,
it down.
like in this country and that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people here that are black and that like have a very similar experience in that when they go to like a shop or something or somewhere that they get looked at that they don't belong.
Oh right, okay, got you. So I'll touch on that quickly, but before I do, I think when it comes to racism, it's not something that I would have experienced or even be knowledgeable about before I came to England. It's more classism in Jamaica. That's what we struggle with. So racism to me, a 17-year-old Jamaican boy and a 17-year-old UK born Jamaican teenager, our experiences are different in the sense that I didn't understand what it was, because I've never experienced it. And it was new to me. And the way I would have looked at it wouldn't be as serious or as deep as a person who've gone through it here multiple times. So I had to really learn about it. Even there have been times when it's happening, I wasn't aware. You understand? And even when I became aware of it, it didn't bother me, if that makes sense, because it wasn't not necessarily wasn't my fight, but I'm so proud of who I am because that's all I know growing up. That's all I've been around. My culture is something that I experience daily, at school, at church, on the bus, in the taxi. So there was people couldn't make me feel bad about how I look, how I sound. So even when it's happening, I wasn't aware. That's what I mean by I wasn't aware. But then when that changed was when I had children. And then I started thinking, so all the stories I've heard from people I've met here, friends, that's going to happen to my children. And then they come home with stories eventually, because my oldest is going to be 19 in May. Youngest just turned 16 in September. So now they're finding their way through the world and they're now encountering things. And I'm like, and they come home with stories sometimes, and I'm like, I'm there vexed because I'm like, this is really, it's no closer to home. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I had to learn about that. But in terms of standing out, again, same. I always feel like I stood out, but and it's in a negative sense as well, because I would find myself or put myself in rooms that I wouldn't necessarily, or people like me wouldn't necessarily be in, and I've worked to get there, but again, I'm ignored. So that's the type of standout. I stand out, but I'm ignored. It's like it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
It actually does make sense. I get you coming from that perspective. Like when you stand out, it's like when you go back to your home country, for example, you stand out from them because they know you're not from here, but then you're known here because you're not wanted. So it's like it's been like, where did I go? Like between your lines.
Do you get like a little confusion in that? Basically, going back to you being seen as British or African and whatnot.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, it's not working.
It's for the video.
Oh, cool. I forgot what I was asking actually.
No, basically you're asking me like, you know, where to, how do I get confused? I don't get confused because just like me, but I know my roots. So
No, but do you feel out of place? Like, so for example, because like you said, when you go back home and that, they call you
white boys,
yeah,
like, yeah,
basically.
no,
So and when you're
language.
over here, it's like
Yeah, but
you're
I
not,
think
you're
to
not really
me-
British in that. You get it, like.
But to me, it's like when they call me that, I know they're joking because they know I'm one of them. So they're just like poking my button, like it's for humor. They know I'm one of them because like I remember it was like 2019. I must have said to one of my uncles like, "Oh, I'm home." He jumped to joy, and I looked to my mom like, "Why are you jumping to joy?" "Oh, because you said you're homie. You, as in like you know you're one of them." I'm like, "Yeah, I already know that." But to them, some people when they go back home, like I said, the other day, it's a class system. So to me, it's like growing up, both my grandfathers were accountants and a pilot. So back at home, that was like a big deal. And some people have that class thing, like, I'm better than you, you'll believe me. But then I don't carry that energy with me because being born in the UK, it kept me grounded and me realize like, we're all kind of equal in certain degrees. So I bring that UK groundedness with me to Ghana. So I don't think someone is above me. Like, if someone does something for me, I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, no, I'm so used to doing it myself. Please don't do that. So it's like shame and guilt kind of barrier kicks in.